It's time once again for that business show with Jamie Maloney on 1250 Wins WHNZ, where business becomes show business. Jamie is a leading Tampa Bay real estate agent and featured on the Wall Street Journal's list of top 100 real estate agents in the nation. Jamie invites you to list your home with him today and learn more at tampabayradio.com. Now, live in studio and promoting the entrepreneurial spirit that drives the American economy, your host, Jamie Maloney.
Hey, good morning, everybody, and thanks for tuning in to That Business Show. Now with Jamie and Kelly, as we've introduced Kelly Wilson as the new co-host to the program. So, Kelly, good morning to you.
Good morning. Happy Wednesday already.
Thank you so much. And also want to remind everybody of the Business Symposium that's just right around the corner, and tomorrow is our pre-event mixer. So if you buy a ticket to the Business Symposium, you'll get an event you'll get an invite to that event as well. So head over to tampabayradio.com. Click on the link about the Business Symposium, and tickets are $59, $39 if you are a TBBO member, and you'll get the invite to the pre-event mixer, which is tomorrow at the Tampa Club from 6 to 9 p.m. So again, it'll be a great event for business networking, and we'll also have a Shark Tank panel of experts and a thriving vendor marketplace full of innovative and local companies, and also a strategic alliance, which is designed to network you with everybody in the room. So come out to the Business Symposium on October 28th, and it will definitely be worth your time, money, and effort. On today's program, in the 8 o'clock hour, we'll be having our annual, or I should say our weekly Working Women Wednesdays feature, where we hear from Jessica Ravelli and a couple of the members of the organization. And at 7:30, we'll be hearing from a fellow real estate agent with Coldwell Banker and returning guest to the program, Tyler Sheff. Up first, we have Christy Campbell, franchise owner with Homestead Senior Care, and she's joined alongside with Emma Hemnes, who is an attorney with the Elder Law Office of Emma Hemnes, PA. So, Christy and Emma, welcome to the program today.
Good morning. Thank you. Hi, guys.
So,
Hi.
Christy specializes in senior care while the senior is still able to live in the home after they move up to the assisted living facilities that gifts up into another level of senior care. But with regard to home care, Christy, that's where you step in, and funding sources come into play, and that's what we're going to be talking about today with regard to how can loved ones get the funding for these. Talk to us about this, please.
So, not everybody can afford everything, and so we have to get creative when we want to stay home in our home environment, because at the end of the day, our goal is to stay in the home environment for as long as possible. A couple of ways to get some funding to get the in-home care paid for would be a long-term care insurance policy. So those of you that are financial advisors out there, seriously talk about what it's like to live in a facility and how you don't want to be there. Mm-hmm. So get an LTC policy, so that'll pay for home. But there's also opportunities for the veterans and veteran spouses. And so I brought my friend over here, Miss Emma Hemnes, to be the expert to talk about that. But what will happen is that she will go through everything with you and get the applications processed and get on board with all the legalities, and then you can stay with us in your home, and VA will pay for our services. Now,
just as a percentage of all the clients that you serve, how many of them are cash-based versus needing some type of an assistance program?
So I have other opportunities that pay for me. There's also the state of Florida with the managed Medicaid program. So I'm probably 60% private and 40% funded.
Okay. And so let's bring Emma into the conversation. Okay. She specializes in elder law, and some people may not even be familiar with what that term elder law means. So explain elder law to us to begin with.
The easiest way I can explain elder law is just anything that would happen to a person as they age. That's kind of our area of specialty. So I would say that the easiest way to kind of contrast it is the difference between elder law attorneys and estate planning attorneys. For instance, estate planning attorneys will create your will or your revocable living trust, but the estate planning attorney is going to be focused entirely upon what happens to you after you're dead, whereas the elder law attorney, although we will do wills, we will do revocable living trusts, we will do the advance directives, we're really focused on what happens while someone is alive. All the bumps in the road, all the journey, the problems that arise from aging, or if you happen to be disabled or something along those lines. That's what we're really focused on, making those things be as smooth as possible, and then just really responding to what that individual would want during their lifetime, their retirement years.
It's so hard to predict what could potentially happen as you age. I know with my mother, unfortunately, I lost her to lymphoma, and it was a long process. And Do most policies come with long-term care? Is that something that, I wouldn't say most, because I'm sure that, is that something you have to ask for, or is that most of the time provided? Like
No,
policies?
so a long-term care insurance policy is a specific retirement tool that your financial advisor will specifically put you into. You have term life insurance, you have whole life insurance, which is like an annuity type, and then you have a long-term care insurance policy. There are some long-term care policies that are hybrids of the whole insurance, but the long-term care insurance policy is specific for your care either in an assisted living facility, in a nursing home. They have only recently added home care, as in the late 90s, they've added home care. And it's a situation where you're going to want $200 or so more dollars of reimbursement a day. You're going to want to look for the unlimited access. Some of them have, you can only use it for 9 months, you take 6 months off. You use it for 9 months, you take 6 months off. Some of them have a cap to how much total you can spend. They'll tell you once you spend $500,000, you're done. So whether you can spend it all up front or you can space it out throughout your lifetime.
So hopefully you die by then, or you go into a home.
Either or.
Ouch.
Okay.
The unfortunate aspect is that people have the misimpression that Medicare, which is the health insurance program for anyone turning over the age of 65, they believe that Medicare is going to cover them for their long-term care
Unfortunately,
benefits.
I feel like that was
and we only have a very, very limited time period, and so we have all of this time that we're aging, and your typical Alzheimer's person affected with Alzheimer's, they're going to live 10, 15 years, and none of that is covered. None of that is covered. So Medicare, people get confused with that, and we absolutely have to have different payer sources. So self-funding, that means it's coming out of your pocket, or long-term care insurance, or what we're going to talk about in a few moments is the Veterans Administration benefits, as well as Florida Medicaid, which is a payment source as well.
So the first line of defense, if you don't have just the cash out of pocket, then is to prepare ahead of time through long-term care insurance. At what point should you buy long-term care insurance? Is there a certain age where it's no longer available? How does that play into
No,
this?
you can buy some policies up until you're about 70 years old, but the younger you are, the cheaper it's going to be.
But you can't buy one and then go into the facility immediately, or into get the. Is there a waiting period before you can?
There's underwriting issues. There's some underwriting that, like I know there's Bankers Life Insurance, and I know that they will sell them to a 65 or 70-year-old. Now, Bankers Life Insurance has a very stringent approval process. So the older you get, the harder it's going to be. So you definitely want to do it when you're in your 40s and your 50s, before you have ailments, before you have disqualifying ailments, because there's some long-term diseases that will totally knock you out of anybody underwriting you. So I would just champion you, the sooner the better, because it's going to be cheaper anyway.
Does it differentiate between home care versus assisted living facilities versus hospice? For instance, a long-term care insurance covers all those different levels of senior care?
They'll cover all of it. They'll even cover nursing home reimbursement. So even if you have to go to that high level, you'll get a reimbursement. So you ideally want to have the policy that targets all four aspects: in-home, assisted, hospice, and skilled.
Okay. Emma, you mentioned the Veteran Administration as another alternative or another source of funding for seniors. Talk to us about this.
Well, it's frequent that I run across some veterans in my law practice, and what we have is individuals who they've had some military service, and just because as they age, they've developed infirmities or disabilities. And so it depends upon the time period that they actually serve, because a lot of them say, oh, Ms. Hemnes, I haven't been injured while I was in the military, so there's no benefit for me. Well, I have to stop them and I say, well, hold on a minute. What time period did you serve? Because there is a benefit specific to wartime veterans. And it's interesting to understand that the time periods for the wartime period are actually longer than what we contemplate. So
do they have to have actually seen war to qualify for this?
No,
or just
great question, because a lot of them say, okay, I get the time period that they served. It's actually during a declared wartime period, and they say, well, I never went over to Vietnam, I was used over here, and I'm saying that does not matter. Did you serve during that wartime period? And what's really nice is that when I'm meeting with the widows of these veterans who've already passed away, particularly World War II widows, they say, well, there's no hope for me, and my husband is deceased now. And I say, do you realize that that benefit is now yours on the basis of your husband's wartime record or his military record? So it really brings a lot of just that relief that they actually have this other payment source, because it is in excess of $1,000 a month, even for the widow. So tremendous opportunity to stay in your own home or stay in the least restrictive setting, which is the assisted living community, and not have to go to the nursing home environment where ultimately we're on Florida Medicaid and you're having to impoverish yourself.
Okay, so it's not a benefit to all military veterans, like something like, the VA benefit of buying a home. If you enlist and you're in the military, you have that benefit. You have to have served during a certain wartime period for that to be to qualify for, correct?
The type of benefit that I'm talking about this morning, yes, you're absolutely correct. We call it the aid and attendance benefit because that's an easy way to remember it, but it's actually non-service connected disability pension, so that's a mouthful, so nobody ever calls it what it's supposed to be. But aid and attendance is what we refer to it as, and you are correct, wartime time period, and then there's some other conditions on income and asset criteria because the VA set this up and they want the individual to be or have some element of financial neediness. So they really are trying to support the wartime veterans and the spouses of deceased wartime veterans.
How broad is that time period? Is it pretty liberal in terms of the space that's provided when they define the wartime period?
Yeah, it is. It is. So for example, and I'm calling on my memory here, which is always a scary thing. Like for Korea, you would have, beginning in 1950 all the way to mid-1955. But if you're familiar with the Korean War, the actual declared or time period that we think of with Korean War is only like a 3-year time period. So even though people might have been early or towards the end of it, they still may have, we only need 1 day during that wartime period to qualify for the benefit other than 90 days of active duty.
And do you find most people are unaware of this benefit?
Absolutely.
We find that in real estate
Absolutely.
that most people are unaware in that they have the benefit to purchase a home under their VA benefit as well. So proper education is key to getting these deals out there, just understanding what's going on out there in the community, which you have available to you. That's why you got to listen to That Business Show every morning. I learn something here every morning myself.
There's so much to know.
There is a lot of stuff to know. Let's take a break here. Currently talking to Christy Campbell, franchise owner with Home Instead Senior Care. Learn more about this at homeinstead.com/482, and also in studio with elder law attorney Emna Hemness, owner of the Elder Law Office of Emna Hemness, and learn more at hemnesslaw.com. You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie and Kelly, where business becomes show business.
How many times have you said to yourself, I wish there was an app for that? Stop wishing and start making the world better. Turn your brilliant idea into a profitable business by using Popcorn apps. Their affordable app design will help get your blue sky idea or proven business to the next level at a fraction of the cost of other developers. They will help you get through all the steps needed to make your thoughts become live. See them at popcornapps.com with a K in popcorn, or call them at 727-415-6705 for your free consultation and pop your kernel of an idea into $1 million business and a world changer starting today.
In an age when the good and the better vie for attention, it is the best that stands out. The best of Tampa Bay from Proudly Florida is the love story for the city of Tampa, celebrating success, sharing achievements, a tribute to enterprise and community spirit. Let Proudly Florida showcase your business to your city, your nation, and the world. For more information, email info@proudlyflorida.com and be sure to visit proudlyflorida.com.
Have you ever tried to buy a home for your family only to find out that you don't qualify for a mortgage loan? You thought that after 20 years as a customer of your bank, they would help you when you needed it the most, right? Unfortunately, the banks of today are not the banks of our parents and grandparents, and our relationships with them just don't matter anymore. My name is Frank Cotto, and I'm the president of the Lincoln Lending Group. We all may need a bank, but we also need a Frank. And that's what I'm here to do for you today. Lincoln Lending Group will waive all of your lending fees, which include your mortgage, application fee, your underwriting fee, processing fees, and any bank points. Just call 813-MORTGAGE. You drop the E, and we'll drop the fee.
Who doesn't have a smartphone these days? And of course, there's an app for everything. Well, almost everything. That's why the folks at Popcorn Apps started developing mobile applications. They saw people like you with genius ideas, unable to make those thoughts a reality. They develop applications for tens of thousands of dollars less than you'll find anywhere else, and will turn your idea into a reality in a matter of just a few months. Think you're not ready? Think again. They are your one-stop shop for mobile application development. See them at popcornapps.com with a K in popcorn, or call them at 727-415-6705 for your free consultation and pop your kernel of an idea into $1 million business and a world changer starting today.
Teresa Turner is a certified public accountant and the founder of Tax Happens, a boutique-style CPA firm providing small businesses and individuals with hands-on, personalized tax and accounting services. Although we would love to tell you how happy their clients are, we would like you to see for yourself. Tax Happens has 21 Google reviews and a 4.8-star Google rating, 17 Yelp reviews and a 5-star Yelp rating, 38 Facebook reviews and a 4.9-star Facebook rating. What sets Tax Happens apart is number 1, upfront pricing, 2, clear deadlines, 3, personally available year-round, and number 4, a willingness to empower clients to do as much or as little as they desire. Visit taxhappens.com for more information.
Savvy business owners utilize technology to connect with customers, communicate among teams, and collaborate with partners. Even with advances in technology, you all know it's not infallible. Where do you turn when your technology starts working against you? Who do you depend on to keep your team productive? Don't wait until your technology fails you. Get ahead of the crisis and contact the professionals at Alpha Computing Solutions so they can show you how to keep your technology running smoothly. Visit them online at www.alphacomputing.com.
Did you know the biggest challenge business leaders face today is creating an engaged and productive workforce culture? Bill Meyer Ham Consulting wants to help you solve this challenge. They will help you transform your workforce culture to produce amazing business results. Call Bill Meyer Ham Consulting at 941-201-4650 today or visit BillMeyerHam.com. That's BillMeyerHam.com. Have a conversation.
Crash on northbound US 301 approaching Gibsonton Drive. This is in the left-hand lane. Traffic slow from Sims. Also southbound US 19 and Nebraska. 2 lanes blocked here. Traffic slow from Klosterman. May want to use East Lake Road instead through this area. Crash in Pasco County on State Road 52 at Hayes Road. Traffic off the Howard Franklin Bridge beginning to slow down just a bit into Tampa. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abrahamson Uterick. Hillsborough traffic tip line 866-545-9595.
This report is brought to you by Bexley. Looking for adventure in a place you can call your own? Bexley, a new home community opening November 12th in Pasco County, will offer miles of trails, acres of open space, and new homes, now pre-selling. Learn more at BexleyFlorida.com. That's BexleyFlorida.com.
Today, mostly sunny with just a 10% chance of showers, high 87. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 69. Tomorrow, a 10% rain chance with a high 86.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Missed a show? Then head over to TampaBayRadio.com, where all shows are available on demand. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Maloney.
And we're back to That Business Show with Jamie and Kelly, where business becomes show business. In studio with Christy Campbell, owner of Home Instead Senior Care, alongside elder law attorney Emma Hemnes. I told you I kept wanting to say Emna because of your last name, the M-N, and then double M in the first name, so I'm sure you've gotten that before, I would hope. Learn more at hemneslaw.com. So, Emma, we're talking about funding sources for long-term care with regard to seniors. We're talking about VA, the Medicare option. What's the application process then for the VA option to start with?
So we're talking about tax-free cash from the Veterans Administration for wartime veterans and spouses of wartime veterans. So I mentioned a little bit earlier that this is designed to be able to assist those individuals that are financially needy. So there are income and asset criteria that need to be met, and also a medical criteria. Excuse me. And the medical criteria is just rather simple. It's do you need the aid and attendance of another person in order to avoid the hazards of your daily environment? So if you're in the home and you're elderly and you need someone to be coming in, like Christie's company, in which they serve those individuals in the home, or need to be in an assisted living facility environment, this is the program that you would be looking at if you would meet that criteria. But income and assets is where I come in because it's the planning aspect of it. When it comes to actual application, if you meet all the criteria, you should just go down to our Hillsborough County Department of Veterans Affairs. That's our VSO, what we call our Veteran Service Office. We have them in literally almost every county in the state. They are not, they're like our liaison to the big VA. All the pension claims are filed up in Philadelphia, but those guys here in Hillsborough County, a shout out to them. They are wonderful. They go the extra mile, and they will do the application online for free. Now, I need to mention that an application, no one can charge to prepare that application on behalf of a veteran. And there are some individuals out there that are taking advantage of veterans, and that's a no-no.
So how do you get paid then when they come to you?
It's the planning aspect.
Okay.
So because if they meet the criteria already, I am making sure that they go over to our guys in Hillsborough and get taken care of appropriately. But there's so much more that goes into the bigger framework, because an individual might start off in the home, but their level of care may get higher and higher, and their need may grow over a period of time. So we're not looking at only the Veterans Aid and Attendance benefit, because it maxes out at a prescribed benefit. For a veteran, $1,788 is all you will get per month. And when I say all, that sounds like a big number, but not when you're in assisted living facility memory care, when it's like $4,000 a month. Or in the home care, having more than 8 hours a day, we can get expensive. So this is very important. How do we get care? How do we pay for that care? So what we get into is, I start planning and I start talking about we need to start with a legal foundation, having an appropriate durable power of attorney that's compliant with Florida law, because we had a huge law change back in October 2011. Looking at that, making sure that we have a process in place, and then one day, maybe if they need a very, very high level of care, they may be in the nursing home. And when we're looking at $8,000, $9,000 a month, $1,788 is just a drop in the bucket. So we have to look at Florida Medicaid instead.
And Medicare, is there an application process for this, or is that just part of the overall plan? How does this play?
With Medicaid, and I wanted to correct you just a tiny bit right there.
It's not, so Medicare doesn't come into play at all? It's
Medicare does not.
Oh, okay, all right.
Medicare does not.
No, I'm glad you did, because I thought that was, okay.
Medicaid was created along with Medicare back in 1965, but Medicaid is a safety net, and if you go into a nursing home environment, again, $8,000, $9,000 a month, very few individuals can sustain that bill for very long. So if you go into a nursing care environment, probably 95% of the individuals in there are receiving Florida Medicaid benefits, and that is the program that requires you to empower yourself. So everything you worked for your entire life, your desire was to take care of the grandkids or help with tuition payments or things along those lines. Forget it. That's out the door unless you come to see somebody like me and we plan appropriately ahead of time.
Now, the senior has to be impoverished, not necessarily the loved ones who are paying for it, correct?
Fortunately, Florida has not enforced a filial responsibility law where the children actually have to pay for the parents. That's interesting, because that's on a horizon, and there's a lot of children that have absolutely no relationship with their aging parent, and to be forced to take care of your parent when maybe they go gambling, maybe they never took care of themselves, maybe they weren't a productive citizen. It's interesting, but anyway, these programs are available. And, just to be aware of them.
All right. Well, good discussion this morning with Christy Campbell and Emma Hemnes about elder law. So, Christy and Emma, thank you both so much for being in the studio today. Learn more about Christy's services over at homeinstead.com/482, and also more about Emma over at hemneslaw.com, or give her a call, 813-661-LAWS, 813-661-LAWS. You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie and Kelly, where business becomes show business.
I feel guilty that I can't always be there when Mom feels stuck at home. She was always there for us. But now she can't get out, and I'm not always available to take her places. Someone else needs to help her get around. Then I learned about Home Instead. Now Mom can do what she enjoys because her personal caregiver is there, and I can just be a daughter again.
Are you struggling to care for your loved one? We can help. Home Instead Senior Care. To us, it's personal.
Hi, welcome to Yeager's. We just want to take a minute and show you what we're all about. At Yeager's, our primary business is hardwood flooring, although we are remodelers for kitchen, bath, and general construction. We operate a fleet of shop-at-home vans that have all the flooring-type products, hardwood flooring, laminate flooring, tiles, stone, what have you. So we're able to come out first with products in our vehicles and take a look at the setting, how the colors will work, and then to be able to come up with some options and ideas for you. If that's not good enough, we have a large distribution center that we inventory product and have a nice display area.
To I-4 and a crash on northbound US 301 approaching Gibsonton Drive in the left-hand lane. See traffic problems, call the injury firm of Abrahamson, Udrick, Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line, 866-545-9595.
This report is brought to you by the Exergen Temporal Scanner Thermometer. When buying a thermometer, trust over 60 published studies supporting the accuracy of the Exergen Temporal Scanner. Your family deserves the best. The Exergen Temporal Scanner Thermometer. Pick one up at Walmart or other fine retailers today.
1250 winds, Weather Center forecast. High today reaching the upper 80s once again. Partly to mostly sunny skies. Should stay dry today. Tonight's low in the upper 60s. A little cooler for tomorrow than Friday. Mid-lower 80s. Look for some rain. And that nice weekend coming up in the upper 70s. Lots of sunshine. A little bit of a breeze. Impact Radio 1250 winds, WHNZ.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Missed a show? Then head over to TampaBayRadio.com, where all shows are available on demand. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Maloney.
Hey, welcome back to That Business Show with Jamie and now Kelly Wilson here, where business becomes show business. We're on here Monday through Friday, 7 to 9, and also available on the live video stream over at TampaBayRadio.com. Also connect with us all across social media, Facebook.com/That Business Show, and also Twitter under Jamie_Maloney. Let's bring in our next guest for the program, returning guest and also a TBBO member, Tyler Sheff, who is a real estate agent specializing in commercial real estate at Coldwell Banker, and he's also an expert in the Cash Flow Guys game, which is the Robert Kiyosaki game designed to help teach you about real estate and investing. So we'll talk a little bit about that as well. So, Tyler, welcome back to the program today.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me back.
So last time we talked, you were still in the residential realm of real estate. You're moving over to commercial now.
I was. It was an interesting transition. I practiced residential real estate, but I purchased commercial real estate for my own portfolio. And then it kind of hit me. It's like, well, this doesn't really make sense. If I'm out buying this for myself, well, I simply just need to teach other people to do it. It's my personal passion, so why not make it my professional one, too?
Right, and so you have a background with this Cash Flow Guys game, and you've been teaching people about real estate investing. And so people that are not familiar with the Cash Flow Guys, tell us about this.
Cash Flow Guys is it's an education program that I put together myself. I founded the program, and then we use some of the tools from Robert Kiyosaki and the Rich Dad Poor Dad series of books and education to further our message. And our message basically is to build passive income to exceed your expenses, and then you essentially escape the rat race in life. You don't rely on a job anymore, because the theory is you can be fired from your job, but you cannot be fired from your investments.
Now, the website here, cashflowguys.com. Now, when you learned about the game, you began to become an expert at it. Was this designed to form like a group and become like an educator for other people? Because that's what you've done here. You've taken other people and you've taught them how to invest through this game, Cash Flow Guys.
Yeah, we use the game as a vehicle or as a tool to get people to understand the concepts, and then they can take those concepts out in the street in real life and apply them. The difference here is, there's guru courses. You can spend $100,000 on real estate education and still never know how to buy a house. I find people that come to my events that have had that very same problem. One couple, they spent $150,000 on a 3-day seminar, and they still don't have the resources now to even buy a mobile home.
Wow. And so Kiyosaki, I remember getting his, I never got this Cash Flow Guys game, but I remember he had some program or whatnot. Is he still, out there in the marketplace helping investors? I mean, I heard a lot about him in the early 2000s. What's his presence like out there in the investment community these days?
Most recently, he's sold off his educational piece to another company. He sold all the rights to it. So there's another company out there doing the education piece, and I think he's busy out doing deals. He's investing heavily in water right now.
Why water?
In water?
In water, yeah. Think about it. You go to the store, but
bottled water.
20 years ago, if I told you you'd pay $3 for a bottle of water, would you believe me?
Yeah, this is true.
So
Exactly.
he bought an actual bottle. I thought you were going to tell me he's investing in waterfront land, but you're talking about actual bottled water.
Actual bottled water, yes.
Wow. So I have to maybe take a look and see why he's investing in the bottled water. So is it the bottled water and the plastic bottles? I heard that stuff's not good for you, though.
Well, he's investing in the sources of the water because he believes, and his experts, he's a smart guy and he surrounds himself with other smart people, that the sources are limited to some degree.
Interesting.
It's not everywhere. Otherwise, people wouldn't be bottling it and selling it.
Yeah, and every month they come up with something new that's bad for us. So,
yeah.
No, one of my guests come in and just talking about the production of the bottled water, and when the water goes into the plastic bottles because of the heat that's still trapped inside the plastic, it releases some chemicals into the water and stuff. So that's where that discussion comes around. It's not well known out there. She's the only person that's ever talked to me about it, but she sent me over some videos I'm going to watch on that, and she's going to come in and talk about this water filtration system for that process and everything. So yeah, when you're talking about bottled water and stuff, I thought maybe that was the reason and whatnot. So all right, so let's talk about the game Cash Flow Guys. Take me through this game. Is it like Monopoly or something, or how does it work?
The game is called Cash Flow 101, and it was invented by Robert Kiyosaki, and I believe Sharon Lecter was his partner at the time that started it. So they started this game as a tool to teach people how to invest in real estate. The game took off pretty well, but again, a lot of people look at it, they think it's a game. And I've had people come in and say, I'm just too old to play games. I don't have time to play games. And the reality of it is, I have people that come to our events, and the event takes about 3 hours, and it's free of charge, of course. I have people that are experienced real estate attorneys, high-end real estate investors that have huge portfolios, and they walk out of there stunned how much they learn. And it's a self-taught scenario where they're sitting there playing the game, and we're going through the lessons. We stop the game from time to time, talk about different topics. And what they come away with blows them out of the water. I mean, I've had people that have advanced degrees in finance and business, MBAs, like I said, real estate attorneys, high-end bankers, that now they come to the game religiously. I'm starting to develop quite a crowd.
So the game is not just about buying real estate, mortgaging it, and getting some rent in there and buying the next one and seeing how to use leverage. That's just the basic real estate investing technique right there. What are some of the other tools and tips and techniques that you can learn by using Cash Flow Guys?
It's about financial intelligence. That's the message that we send. It's about learning how to eliminate bad debt, which is debt that doesn't make you money, and focus on acquiring good debt, which is using other people's money or the bank's money to increase your holdings. For example,
go ahead.
For example, I buy apartment buildings, and when I buy apartment buildings for my own portfolio, I don't use my own money. What I bring is experience to the table. I bring the experience that I've learned from my own portfolio, and I leverage my team because I've got a good-sized team now that are experts in the industry. That's why I've made sure I surrounded myself with those people. That's what I bring into the deal. An investor that just has cash but has no experience can come with us on that journey, invest their capital into the deal, infuse their capital in the deal, get an extraordinary return that far outpaces the stock market that's secured by real estate. That's just one of the examples of what we teach.
Now, mortgages are other people's money, so how is this any different than just a traditional, real estate mortgage when you're buying an asset then?
Well, a traditional real estate mortgage, generally, you go to Bank of America, you're going to pay, 3.5% interest, that type of thing, and that's what a traditional arrangement would be. And when you get into the investment portion of real estate, you can see there's other benefits for the investor. There's tax benefits through depreciation. We can do equity share scenarios. All of these things, because if we create a win-win scenario for the investors, and this holds true with any investment, if you can create a win-win, then you can give more benefits than a traditional loan that, for example, would provide.
What about like seller financing options? A lot of investment opportunities revolve around seller financing. I know I've talked with Larry Harbolt about some of the techniques that he uses. I know you're a student of Larry Harbolt as well in the real estate space. Talk to me a little about some of the opportunities that exist with regard to seller financing.
Those opportunities are everywhere. You know, I've been a student of Larry for many years, and he's been a great coach and mentor to me, and I apply his principles every single day. And that's exactly the materials that Larry has empowered me to teach that to the people at my events, so they learn how to secure seller financing, how to work with other investors and use other people's money to acquire assets, and more importantly, if you are an investor, how to vet the people that you're dealing with to make sure that, in fact, that your money is safe and that you're dealing with the right people and not the wrong people.
Now, you specialize in apartment buildings. Do you just buy in the Tampa Bay region, or do you buy all across the state? Do you go outside of the state? Can these techniques be applied in other markets easily?
Yeah, they're applied everywhere in the country, and our primary focus right now is in Tennessee, Knoxville, Memphis, Tennessee, and then the Tampa Bay area, and we look at the other markets as well. Market analysis is probably the most important thing about what we do, is understanding the marketplace before we invest in it. That way we can predict trends and focus on value-add opportunities where we're going to bring more value to the economy.
What tools are you using to analyze then your investment opportunities? Are you just going to pull in comps from the local marketplace? Are there some tools that you can share with the audience for analyzing market deals, for instance?
That's a great example, and the property value is probably the last thing that we look at.
With investment property, right? Yeah,
we're looking at the jobs market, for example, what the percentage of jobs is, the unemployment rate. We look hard at the demographics to see what type of people live in that community, who our customer is going to be, and when we do an acquisition, we focus heavily on the individual tenant. For example, who is our best tenant for that particular investment? One of the tools that we use to discover that is a website that's actually free called Sperling's Best Places. I believe it's called, the domain name is bestplaces.net. An amazing tool that's out there that's absolutely free that I know a lot of my partners in the industry use as well. And we have found it extremely helpful.
Bestplaces.net, what is that? It just tells you about the demographics and the jobs and the economics of an area?
Absolutely, absolutely. What it does is it takes a sampling from several different reliable sources, some government entities, but primarily private sources. How they make their money is the advertising they have on the website, and they provide this information to people for free. Anybody can go on. You don't even have to register or log in. They don't even try to get your email address, which is kind of amazing.
Now, where are you finding the apartment deals that you're specializing on? Do you go to LoopNet, which is a well-known commercial site to find opportunities? Are you in any forums or chat rooms that specialize in this? Where are you sourcing the deals at?
Primarily, we source our deals online. Believe it or not, we get a lot of our opportunities off of Facebook.
Really?
Yeah, I'm part of
more and more people are talking about Facebook.
It is. It's a powerful tool. It really is. But yeah, good old-fashioned networking. We find a lot of the websites like LoopNet, that's kind of where commercial deals go to die.
I was going to say, I was surprised to even hear that that's still relevant. Is it still relevant? They're still using
it? Is, to some degree. On the high-level properties, it is a good marketing tool. But, when you're charging the general public, the buying public, several $100s a month just to have access to these properties that are on 10 other websites,
right,
they've kind of lost their product.
Because there is really no central source like a multiple listing service for residential listings. For commercial real estate, I've always, if somebody asked me where do you go that's most central, I would have said LoopNet. But it's really kind of dispersed all across different websites, is it not, with commercial?
Yeah, the commercial side, it's very inefficient the way they do things. Now, the residential side is very efficient. There's one MLS. It reaches all the Tri-County area, let's say, in Tampa
and it
Bay.
Disseminates to Zillow and all those other sites, too.
Commercial side, absolutely not. There's, probably in this Tampa Bay area, there's 5 main sources of the multiple listing service, quote unquote, for commercial real estate, which it's a little disorganized, a little dysfunctional.
Well, and LoopNet wouldn't provide any type of creative financing or seller financing, typically it's more just your traditional transaction.
Correct. They're simply a place to advertise the real estate and to transfer the information, but there's other websites out there like a Selligent and whatnot that commercial agents have access to, or they can get access for their clients. And part of our new thing with Coldwell Banker is we're opening up a site for consumers to be able to have access to property listings, multifamily, mobile homes, that type of thing in the Tampa Bay area.
Now, your Cash Flow Guys group, is this a free to attend? How often do you all meet for this?
It absolutely is free. That's been our model since day one, and we plan on continuing to keep it that way. As long as we can provide venues, in other words, a place to host the meeting that doesn't incur a cost for us, then we can continue to provide that free of charge. We want to give value to the audience, and we don't want to be the gurus, so to speak, in the marketplace. We look at that as kind of a negative connotation. We do have some paid services, some coaching and whatnot to help investors get laser focused on, number one, what is their investor identity? Why are they investing? And what they should do to keep their money safe and secure, steps like that. And we do have to charge for things like that, but people that come out to the events, they're blown away by what they get for the value.
How often does the group meet then? Is this a monthly, a weekly thing? How does that work?
We meet twice a month, and on our events page, if you go to cashflowguys.com and click on the events tab, or go to the /events, cashflowguys.com/events, you can see our listings there of our events, where they're going to be, and you can RSVP through our reservation system.
Okay, cashflowguys.com. Currently talking to Tyler Sheff, a commercial real estate agent with Coldwell Banker. He's also a podcaster, too, so we'll talk a little bit about his podcast when we come back from the break. You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie and Kelly, where business becomes show business.
What's up, business rock stars? Are you ready to bring out the CEO in you? Join Julianne Nichols, CEO of Focus on You Strategy, every other Friday on That Business Show. She'll be talking with other chief entrepreneurial officers about how they grew their businesses. Remember, you could join the conversation at Focus on You Strategies Focus Fridays Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/Focus Fridays. That's facebook.com/groups/Focus Fridays. Be the CEO of you. How many times have you said to yourself, I wish there was an app for that? Stop wishing and start making the world better. Turn your brilliant idea into a profitable business by using Popcorn apps. Their affordable app design will help get your blue sky idea or proven business to the next level at a fraction of the cost of other developers. They will help you get through all the steps needed to make your thoughts become live. See them at popcornapps.com with a K in popcorn, or call them at 727-415-6705 for your free consultation and pop your kernel of an idea into $1 million business and a world changer starting today.
I knew Mom wanted to stay at home. It's the center of her family, her life. But helping Mom stay in her home while managing mine was just too much. Honestly, it wasn't just about me. Mom didn't want me to be her caretaker. She wanted me to be her daughter. I felt so alone until I found out about Home Instead Senior Care. When we met the people at Home Instead, we just knew they were different. The experience was personal, and most importantly, for Mom and me, I get to be her daughter again.
Home Instead Senior Care. To us, it's personal.
In an age when the good and the better vie for attention, it is the best that stands out. The best of Tampa Bay from Proudly Florida is the love story for the city of Tampa. Celebrating success, sharing achievements, a tribute to enterprise and community spirit. Let Proudly Florida showcase your business to your city, your nation, and the world. For more information, email info@proudlyflorida.com and be sure to visit proudlyflorida.com.
Who doesn't have a smartphone these days? And of course, there's an app for everything. Well, almost everything. That's why the folks at Popcorn Apps started developing mobile applications. They saw people like you with genius ideas, unable to make those thoughts a reality. They develop applications for tens of thousands of dollars less than you'll find anywhere else, and will turn your idea into a reality in a matter of just a few months. Think you're not ready? Think again. They are your one-stop shop for mobile application development. See them at popcornapps.com with a K in popcorn, or call them at 727-415-6705 for your free consultation and pop your kernel of an idea into $1 million business and a world changer starting today.
At Vein 911, we will help you feel great again. Do you have restless legs, night leg cramps, or ankle swelling? Restless legs, cramping, swelling, and tired heavy legs are often symptoms of hidden vein disease. You do not have to have visible bulging veins to have the symptoms of vein disease. The vein care specialists at Vein 911 are uniquely qualified to evaluate and treat your veins. Are you unhappy with your previous vein treatment? Vein 911 succeeds where others fail. Call Vein 911 today at 855-VEIN-911. That's 855-834-6911 to book your free consultation. Vein 911. We will help you feel great again.
Savvy business owners utilize technology to connect with customers, communicate among teams, and collaborate with partners. Even with advances in technology, you all know it's not infallible. Where do you turn when your technology starts working against you? Who do you depend on to keep your team productive? Don't wait until your technology fails you. Get ahead of the crisis and contact the professionals at Alpha Computing Solutions so they can show you how to keep your technology running smoothly. Visit them online at www.alphacomputing.com.
From the RP Funding Traffic Network.
Good morning. As we take a look at the roads around Tampa Bay, very slow traffic on southbound I-75 from south of Bruceby Downs to I-4. A number of accidents off to the side between Bruceby Downs and Fowler. Also seeing delays on southbound Veterans Expressway from Lutz Lake Fern to around Hutchinson. After that, you're good to go up until around the Courtney Campbell Causeway. Then you're on the brakes again to around 275. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abrahamson, New York, Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line 866-545-9595.
This report is brought to you by Bexley. Looking for adventure in a place you can call your own? Bexley, a new home community opening November 12th in Pasco County, will offer miles of trails, acres of open space, and new homes, now pre-selling. Learn more at BexleyFlorida.com. That's BexleyFlorida.com.
Today, mostly sunny with just a 10% chance of showers, high 87. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 69. Tomorrow, a 10% rain chance with a high 86.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Missed a show? Then head over to TampaBayRadio.com, where all shows are available on demand. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Maloney.
And welcome back to That Business Show with Jamie and Kelly, where business becomes show business. Live stream available over on TampaBayRadio.com. And again, you'll find us here weekday mornings 7 to 9 live here in studio. If you're wondering how to get onto the program, visit tbsinterview.com. You can fill out the request form over there and see FAQs regarding the program. It's also a benefit of becoming a member of the Tampa Bay Business Owners. So if you own a business in the Tampa Bay region and would like to apply for a membership, you can go to tbbo.org/member-application. It's up on the homepage of tbbo.org, and you can apply for membership or send me a message to discuss the membership benefits, jamie@tampabayradio.com, or just use my contact form over there on the website. Talking to Tyler Sheff. He is the founder of Cash Flow Guys, the game that teaches people how to make money in real estate investing. It's derived from Robert Kiyosaki's game, The Cash Flow Guys. So he uses that as a tool to teach people how to make some money in real estate. Learn more about that over at cashflowguys.com. He is also a commercial real estate agent with Coldwell Banker. And you're also a podcaster. Talk to us about your podcast.
Yes, I am the host of the Cash Flow Guys podcast. Everybody kept telling me I have that radio voice.
You definitely have the radio voice.
So I finally broke up and decided to go ahead and do a podcast, and it's been wildly successful. It was kind of surprising. I wasn't quite prepared for the return, so to speak, and the audience. So we built a great audience. I think we're providing a lot of value to the marketplace, and it's pretty cool. I do a little call to action where people can call up, make an appointment with me on Friday afternoons, and I give them 30 minutes to get them unstuck with their real estate investing problems and woes and whatnot. And it's neat to get the feedback that, I've got people burst into tears on the phone and say what we've taught them has changed their life. We've got people out of their jobs. We've got people the ability to retire now.
And a lot of people nobody finds real estate earlier in their life. Real estate, whether it's real estate as an agent or real estate investor, nobody ever comes out of high school or college with that intent of going into real estate. You yourself didn't find real estate until later in your life too, right?
You're absolutely correct. It's interesting you bring that up because we've also started a Facebook group we're not public with it yet, and we will be in the next couple of weeks. It'll be available on our site, but it's a mentorship site where I've assembled a group of, actually, I'm part of the mentorship, and they brought me on with my audience of the podcast and whatnot, but $100 a month, you get unlimited mentoring and coaching online through a paid Facebook membership site, and it's worked out pretty well. And we're changing lives, but the reason I bring it up is a lot of the people in there, we're bringing 17, 18-year-old kids that are out there acquiring cash flowing assets, learning how to buy real estate without and leveraging other people's resources to do it. So it creates those win-wins, and it's kind of mind-blowing because sometimes the parents actually call us and go, my kid now has a rental house and I don't.
So is this the Facebook that you were talking about? You get a lot of the leads and it generates a lot for you?
It absolutely does.
So what is it exactly?
Well, it's a paid Facebook group it's a membership site. So we're going to have some links coming up on our website here in the next few weeks where people will be able to go read about it, watch some videos about some of the stuff that we do, and then it's $97 a month, and they get access to 5 of us, 5 mentors that are on my skill level that we volunteer our time to teach people more about real estate where they can bring their specific questions to us. Like, I have this deal and I'm having trouble negotiating terms on it or getting the right price, or I've got this private money investor, but how do I structure the deal? And we help them via video chat get the tools they need to put deals
Do
together.
you have set times that you work with them, or is it just random as they have questions? Okay, you do.
Because at $97 a month, it can be very time consuming.
Right.
And it's not a profit venue for us. It's just our way to help the people out that can't afford a private coaching scenario. So we try to provide those tools for everybody because I believe that everybody should be investing in real estate.
The name of your podcast is the Cashflow Guys Podcast?
Cashflow Guys Podcast.
Is it on your website, cashflowguys.com, too?
It is. We're also on iTunes.
iTunes is primarily
Stitcher and SoundCloud and all those different things.
And so what was your first deal, or how did you fall into real estate later in your life? Was it first as a real estate agent, or did you purchase something and see the investment value in it?
Well, I started as an agent, and then I decided I wanted to flip houses because somebody told me that was cool.
Somebody told you it was cool.
Yeah, I did over 100 of those and realized that wasn't cool. Got hit with a big tax benefit or tax bill, I should say. So once I discovered that there really is a benefit, a huge tax benefit to owning cash flowing real estate, owning investment property for long term, that's when it was a game changer. I stopped flipping and I started keeping everything. And now I've been able to, my wife and I have escaped the rat race. We don't have to work anymore. I don't have to sell real estate, which is a beautiful thing. And really, our tax bill has been virtually eliminated because now the majority of our income is passive, which is taxed at a completely different rate. So,
wow. And your wife has recently started an investment group for women in real estate?
She has. She's a part of one of the founding members of REN, which is the Women's Real Estate Investing Network. And if you go listen to one of our most recent episodes, they talk about it there, where Jill, the girl, stormed the studio, took the studio away from me, and they had their own episode where it's founded out in California with some pretty powerful female real estate investors out in California. Gina Lofton, to name one of them. A woman has 5,000 units. 5,000 rentals. She was homeless. Now she has 5,000 apartments, 5,000 units.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Wow, and especially in California where nothing's cheap out in California.
Exactly. So she's teaching women how to empower themselves to acquire cash flowing assets, which I think is awesome. So I'm 100% behind that.
Incredible. What's your outlook on the Tampa Bay market right now from a commercial standpoint? How are we looking over the next couple of years?
Inventory's tight, but I think now is the time. If you ever wanted to be a landlord, you better get in while the getting's good, because as the market shifts down the road, I think the people that are holding cash flowing real estate or rental property, people are going to need a place to live.
All right. Tyler Sheff, founder of Cashflow Guys and also a commercial real estate agent with Coldwell Banker. Good discussion, Tyler. Thank you so much for being in the studio.
Thank you for being here.
And again, you can learn more at cashflowguys.com or give him a call, 727-417-9803. Again, 727-417-9803. And again, cashflowguys.com. He is an expert in commercial real estate investing, specializing in apartment building. So definitely get with him and take advantage of that group that he has with the Cashflow Guys game there and learn a little bit about real estate investing. Coming back from the break, it's going to be Working Women Wednesdays. And in the meantime, learn more about this program over at TampaBayRadio.com and connect with us all across social media, including our YouTube channel, simply entitled Jamie Maloney. You've been listening to That Business Show, Jamie and Kelly, where business becomes show business.
The preceding was a commercial program paid for by Maloney Productions.